Good morning, 5th grader. Today's packet is for Wednesday, May the 6th. We have mathematics, learning target, notes, and practice. Learning target, I can convert between ounces, pounds, and tons. The customary units of weight. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. 1 ton equals 32,000 ounces. How many ounces are in 8 pounds? Question 2. How many ounces are in 24 pounds? Question 3. How many pounds are in 8 tons? Question 4. How many pounds are in 5.5 tons? Question 5. How many ounces are in 1 ton? And question 6. How many ounces are in 1.5 tons? Question 7. If a box of pencils weighs 2 ounces, how many pounds does 32 boxes of pencils weigh? Question 8. If Shaquille O'Neal weighs 330 pounds and LeBron James weighs 270 pounds, how many more ounces does Shaquille O'Neal weigh than LeBron James? Question 9. A bag of concrete weighs 50 pounds. In order to build a sidewalk at the park, it will require 44 bags of concrete. How many tons of concrete will the new sidewalk require? Question 10. If a baseball weighs 5 1/4 ounces, how many pounds do 21 baseballs weigh? Question 1. Learning target assessment. Question 1. How many ounces are in 15 pounds? A. 250 ounces. B. 240 ounces. C. 105 ounces. Or D. 140 ounces. Question 2. How many pounds are in 2.5 tons? A. 3,000 pounds. B. 4,000 pounds. C. 5,000 pounds. Or D. 6,000 pounds. Number 3. Hagen weighs 48 pounds and Brady weighs 39 pounds. How many more ounces does Hagen weigh than Brady? A. 9 ounces. B. 134 ounces. C. 144 ounces. Or D. 176 ounces. Question 4. To prepare for a fundraiser where Mr. Elliott will be selling cookies, he placed 4 ounces of cookies in each bag. If he sold 172 bags of cookies, how many pounds of cookies did he sell? A. 678 pounds. B. 688 pounds. C. 42 pounds, 8 ounces. Or D. 43 pounds. Reading, practice notes and activity, learning target. I can summarize the text. Lesson. Read the notes below about how we summarize fiction texts. We summarize all the time. Summaries are brief explanations of what we've read or watched. They help us remember stories and describe them to others. Summarizing is an important skill to practice and build. So what does a summary look like and how do you write one? Summarize. Retell the story in your own words. Somebody. Who is the main character? Wanted. What did the character want? But. What was the problem? So, how did the character solve the problem? And then, what was the resolution of the story? When writing a summary, we combine the elements above to retell the story. Somebody wanted, but, so, and then. Practice makes perfect. Maybe this time I'll make the team, thought Cameron. Basketball tryouts were next week, and Cameron was planning to go. Last year, she wasn't chosen because she was the shortest girl in her class. Every Saturday, she practiced at the park. She said to herself, I might be short, but watch me shoot. On the morning of the tryouts, Cameron was the first girl to arrive. Coach Lopez was surprised to see her. The coach blew her whistle. Let's try some free throws. Maddie went first. 3 times she shot the ball. 3 times she missed. Then it was Cameron's turn. She stood on the free throw line, took a deep breath, and shot. The ball sank into the basket. She sank another basket, and another after that. Coach Lopez was quiet. At the end of the morning, Coach Lopez said, "You've made the team, Cameron." Cameron wasn't surprised at all. Question 1. Who is the somebody in this summary? Mark only one oval. Coach Lopez, the basketball team, Cameron, or Maddie? Question 2. Which answer would best represent the wanted part of the summary? Mark only one oval. Maddie wanted to go first. Cameron wanted to make the basketball team. Coach Lopez wanted Cameron to make the basketball team. Question 3. Which answer would best represent the but part of the summary? Mark only one oval. She tried out last year and didn't make it. Maddie went first, or 3 times she missed. Question 4. Which answer would best represent the so part of the summary? Cameron wasn't surprised at all. The coach blew her whistle. She practiced every week and was determined to make it this year. Or, if you feel like you have a better answer, you can write here in the other. Number 5. What answer would best represent the then part of the summary? Coach Lopez wasn't surprised. Cameron made all of her 3 free throws. Cameron made the team and her hard work paid off. Or other. Reading exit slip. Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood wanted to bring a basket of food to her sick grandmother. A mean wolf saw her walking on the path and wanted to trick her. He ran ahead to the grandmother's house and locked the grandmother away. He then dressed up in the grandmother's clothes before Little Red Riding Hood arrived. When she got there, Little Red Riding Hood was almost fooled, but she realized the trick and ran away to get a woodcutter who was working nearby. He killed the wolf, and Little Red Riding Hood saved her grandmother. Question 6. Which of the following best summarizes the story Little Red Riding Hood? A. A woodcutter saves the day. B. Little Red Riding Hood wanted to bring food to her grandmother, but a wolf tried to play a trick on her by locking up her grandmother. So Little Red Riding Hood found a woodcutter who was working nearby. Then Little Red Riding Hood and the woodcutter put an end to the wolf's tricks and saved her grandmother. C. Little Red Riding Hood went to visit her grandmother who was sick. A wolf saw her walking on the path. There was also a woodcutter working nearby. Or D. A wolf dressed up as an old woman. RJ's reading. RJ really wanted to get his library card. He wanted to get books for his dad to read to him before bed. He was tired of reading the same ones all the time. He knew the stories by heart. There was only one problem. RJ had to learn how to write his name to get a library card. RJ asked his mom to help him. She was taking his brother Cody to the library on Friday. RJ wanted to go and get his library card then. That meant he had 3 days to learn to write his name. His mom wrote his name on a big piece of paper. She helped him practice over and over. Finally, it was Friday. RJ went up to the librarian and said he wanted to get a library card. She gave him the piece of paper where he was supposed to write his name. Very slowly, RJ wrote his name. He left the library with his brand new library card and 3 books. RJ was so excited. Question 7. Summarize the passage. RJ's reading. Writing lesson overview, learning target. I can write an informative piece on a topic, supporting with reasons and evidence. We'll skip down to Wednesday. Wednesday and Thursday, you are to write the body of your piece, using strong supporting details such as examples, explanations, and experiences. Make your plan come alive in your piece. Using the informative prompt and your Foursquare organizer that you use to analyze your prompt, create a plan for your writing piece. Make sure to tie your details together in this paragraph. A writing situation. is COVID-19 has changed the world we live in, from the way we do school to the sports we play to how we see our extended family and friends. Life has temporarily changed. As we are all living life confined to our homes, finding ways to stay busy and not get bored have become very important. Perhaps more importantly, engaging in things to challenge us mentally is more important than ever. Writing directions. How are you managing to stay busy and keep from getting too bored? What things are you doing that are beneficial to you as a student? Write a letter to a friend informing him or her ways to keep from getting bored while we wait for this to pass and continuing to grow as a student. Be sure to inform your chosen audience of specific things you are doing with your time and the benefits of these things. Social Studies, Lesson Notes and Practice, Steamboats and Canals. August 9th, 1807, Robert Fulton's steam-powered boat made its first trip from New York City to Albany, New York, in a record 32 hours. The boat's paddle wheel powered it against the flow of water. Until then, boats needed oars, wind, or water currents to move. Within a few years, steamboats were widely used on rivers. Steamboats and canals. Because roads were so poor at the time, rivers and canals were the fastest and cheapest way to ship goods. Canals are waterways built for travel and shipping. 1825, the Erie Canal opened. This canal connected the Hudson River to Lake Erie. Railroads. Wagons, steamboats, and canals all changed transportation. The biggest change was the steam locomotive. A trip from New York City to Albany, New York took 32 hours. By steamboat, took only 10 hours by train. By 1850, the nation had 9,000 miles of railroad track. Factories and farmers could ship their goods to almost any city or town by train. Why does it matter? The Industrial Revolution changed the way people worked and the goods that were produced in the United States. Steamboats and canals. Number 30. August 9th, 1807. Blank blank steam-powered boat made its first trip from New York City to Albany, New York in a record 32 hours. Number 31. The boat's blank powered it against the flow of blank. Number 32. Until then, boats needed blank. Within a few years, steamboats were widely used on rivers. Number 33. Because roads were so poor at the time, blank and blank were the fastest and cheapest way to ship goods. 34. Canals are waterways built for blank. 35. 1825, the Erie Canal opened. This canal connected the blank to Lake Erie. Railroads. Wagons, steamboats, and canals all changed transportation. The biggest change was the blank. 37. A trip from New York City to Albany, New York took 32 hours by blank. Took only 10 hours by blank. 38. By 1850, the nation had blank of railroad track. Factories and farmers could ship their goods to almost any city or town by train. Why does it matter? Number 39, the Industrial Revolution. Social Studies Learning Target Assessment. Learning Target. I can identify important inventions that were used during the Industrial Revolution and explain the importance of these inventions. Number 1. Give 3 examples and explain how the Industrial Revolution changed people's way of life. Number 2. Wagons, steamboats, and canals all changed transportation. The biggest change was which of the following? A. Wagons, B. Steamboats, C. Canals, or D. Locomotives. Spanish Daily Lesson. Review the new vocabulary, fill in the blanks with the most logical answer below, and draw a picture for each new vocabulary word. For library or computer apps rather, you have the emoji book titles. Write the title of the book in the text below the emojis. And this is for those of you who aren't able to work on your digital driver's license. So if you can work on your digital driver's license, then you work on it. But if you're done with that, or if you aren't able to work on that for lack of internet, then you can do this assignment. So this book would be The Hatchet. And that is the end of this NTI day.